Hello everyone and welcome to the stream. I am Razim and this is Fists of Furry Dungeons and Dragons. We had a small hiatus, but we are back with Season 4. I'll turn it over to Mahal.
Hello everyone, I am Arlenia and I will be your Dungeon Master. The heroes of Mulmaster have arrived at the Desaran Valley, where cultist activities are rife. They lost the Orb of Elemental Water along the way, also known as, I think it's Hydra's Eye, and we'll pick up from there. Does anybody have anything they want to do before turning in this night? You are in an underground hideout hidden beneath the roots of an ancient oak. Others present are Zale Argent and Brum Hotsong, with whom you have partied before, and an as yet unnamed pair of elven individuals and a gnome. The Lady Nim is also present, but sequestered within her own little chamber.
Tato will sharpen his weapon.
When did you wake up, Zale?
I'm sorry, what was that?
When did you wake up from your...
From the long dream coma thing, a few weeks
Yeah.
ago. We've been scrambling about ever since, trying to keep all of these cultists in check.
Any changes to your magic since, taking away that contract?
Well, I mean, yeah, sort of. Say, Rock's gone. That's good. At least I think he is. Occasionally I'll look about and I'll see this, a shadow. I hope it's not him, but it might be. Anyway, I'll ignore it for now. If I see it, I'll kill it. A few other tricks up my sleeve aren't worth going into right now, but mostly it's the same.
Tato will just give a silent thumbs up.
Oh, that's good. How did Brum wind up here?
Brum, if you will recall, was recruited, sort of, from Tato's wedding.
Oh, yeah. That's right. I forgot. He slipped away.
Took him with her after attending.
Who are the two elven people? Brother, sister, siblings?
They are siblings, yes. Leroth and Liari Idabella. Not the most polite or, well, nice of individuals, but they get their job done.
Yes, they reek of superiority complex.
Well, don't be mean to them. That just encourages them to be mean. Elysian just waves at them.
They, along with the gnome, are in a different chamber. You were directed to...
Right.
So you assume, or take the entrance to the oak as being south, the stairs leading down. They took the eastern chamber, and you were directed to rest when you were ready in the western chamber. They are separated from the main chamber by a curtain.
So, last question. Not to give us any sort of panic, but how bad is it that Tato lost the water orb?
Well, I mean, it's pretty fucking bad, yeah. As far as we've been able to tell, there are 4 main groups of cultists working within this valley. You've met one of them, the Crushing Wave. The Prophet, God Shatterkill, he's the one that took the orb from you, I guess. They work with water, obviously, I mean Crushing Wave. And you've got the Eternal Flame, the Black Earth, and Howling Hatred. All cultists serving, we don't know what, some sort of ideal from the elemental planes or something. And all of them, now that Shatterkill's found his, have got their elemental orb, as far as we can reckon.
Do we know what they want to do with the orbs? Bring fire, water, shake the earth. And what's the last orb?
Don't know their ultimate goal, no. The cults themselves have been around for centuries, always working in opposition to each other as much to further their own ends, but for some reason they're working together now. The orbs seem to create problems wherever they go, unnatural occurrences within the environment. Forest fires have run rampant since the eternal flame found their orb. Earthquakes have increased in this area and surrounding lands. And sudden, unpredictable weather patterns, squalls, high winds have risen up from the howling hatred, which is how we presume that they found their orb. We weren't quite certain. We haven't been able to question one of their individuals, but can only guess at what the water orb will procure now.
So yeah, you were right. Pretty fucking bad.
Well, I mean, Lady Lily, she's doing what she can to suppress the primal effects of it and all that, but that's taken about all of the energy she has left. So there's not much for her to help us. So we've been mostly working about trying to disrupt whatever they've been doing on the surface. That fortress on the river, the one we walked into us on, was their last one above the surface, at least, as far as we can tell. They're forward bases, if you will, but we're pretty certain they're entrenched deeper.
Sounds like the best idea would to get one of the orbs away again. Unless you guys already have a plan.
Well, a plan might be a bit much, but there's a few avenues we could try, at the very least, to minimise damage and possibly overturn things. Well, actually, with all of you here, we've got a few more options.
I still vote that stealing one of the orbs away from them and preventing what ultimate goal they have, or at least delaying it, would be the good idea. Give us more time to reinforce ourselves and figure out more.
Sure, except that they already have them from us as it is.
How did they manage to wrest the water orb from your grasps?
Honestly, I have no idea. I wasn't involved in all that.
Tato, you want to tell them how you lost it?
Shut up.
No, do tell. It is an interesting story, after all, and he's missed so much.
Turlix and I went to a translate to see if they can translate what the heck the orb was saying, whispering in our head.
What do you mean me?
You
That's
were
all
there
you.
too.
I was not.
I think I was the one there, actually.
No, it
No,
was
I think Turlex was with them.
Elysian.
No, it
Oh, okay.
was absolutely Elysian. But Elysian does not want to take blame for this.
Oh, in that case, make a bluff check.
Oh.
Deception, it would be in 1st edition.
Which one?
Deception.
Deception, okay. That one. Yeah.
Please remember to make skill checks in the tower. Excellent. Brum looks like he believes you, but everybody else, yeah, no.
Damn it.
Man, look, I took my side of the blame for this. You got to also.
You can't make me. There's nothing you can do about it.
Anyways,
I'll tell Grandma.
just continue.
Please don't. Okay, I yield.
Okay.
She misses you already.
No.
So we left it at the translator. When we came back to recover it, the translator had the orb sequestered in another room. Then Gar and his crew came in, like just bursted in, took the orb, smash and grab. And then portaled out.
They used a portal. You're quite certain of that.
I can assure you of the smashing, and I very much can tell you that he grabbed quite efficiently as we got away.
Yeah, with that big claw of his.
From what we've been able to learn of Gar Shatterkill, he should not have that ability. Something else must be involved.
Tato just shrugs.
Did he have anything else on him? Or perhaps it is a function of the orb, I could not say.
I don't recall him having a weapon on him.
Aside from the weapon he used to stab me.
That was that.
What did he use to stab you?
I don't.
I believe he had a trident.
There we go.
Oh, right, yeah, trident. And his huge claw.
Yeah, the claw too. That he used to choke me with. I remember that one.
The claw is nothing special, or at least it was not. Minor artificer work. Only slightly more strength than a normal limb would bear.
What is he anyway? A Ganassi?
Gar, human, as far as we can tell, but he has delved deep within the, shall we call them, mysteries of the crushing wave. The crushing wave cultists revere the ocean and all of its darker denizens, believing them to be both superior and the natural state. They see all water that is within the bodies of living persons, creatures, as unnatural, wishing to return to the soil and to the sea. In other words, that means that they'll slit your gullet just to watch you bleed out in the dirt.
Ugh.
I got nothing else.
Yep.
Very well. You all appear to be quite weary. I propose that you rest for the evening, and I will continue a line of research that I have been following. I believe I might be able to pinpoint where they have taken the orbs.
Alright, have a good night, guys.
You too.
Rest is good.
Yep, we'll sleep.
Okay, it's getting a long rest. Aside from the aforementioned sword sharpening, is anything of particularity going to be done, or that you wish to look into either that evening or in the morning?
Nim will sharpen his fangs.
You mean brush his fangs, right? With a minty?
No. Sharpen them.
There's no benefit to sharpening, but if you brush them, you do get the bonus.
No, he's gonna sharpen them by chewing on Tato's tail.
Well,
Oh.
chew on Taylor's tail, but it won't give you the bonus.
You're gonna bite my tail again?
No, chew.
Oh. Whatever, you can just go ahead and do it. At this point, you've bit it so much that I'm used to it. Just, don't break skin.
And chomp.
Ow!
Seal blood tastes good.
I said don't break skin!
Technically, wouldn't you say that about any blood that you had from any
Oh.
creature?
Maybe.
I don't know. Vampire blood might not taste very good.
Yeah, it's kind of stale and old.
Do
Then-
vampires bleed?
Depends on how recently they fed.
Oh.
I thought they bled like dust.
It really
Bone
depends on the source of the myth.
Yeah, it all depends on where the myth comes from, because some of
Some
them...
have their veins filled with the blood they drink, some have a black ichor of their own. It varies.
Is it true that they die if they're in running water?
That
again,
would be
depends on the
a
legend.
knowledge check.
Some of them
I would say
explode
a
in
knowledge
blood.
religion would be able to tell you that. But that's basically what you just rolled. Intelligence and religion will be the same bonus for you. Yes, a vampire in running water, mechanically speaking, takes acid damage.
Oh, all right.
In this particular edition of the world. Okay, you cannot see the daylight from where you are, being underground and all. But about the time that your biological clocks would tell you to wake up, you wake up. How's that?
Okay.
Okay.
That might differ from person to person. Those of you who are early risers will probably wake with the dawn. The rest of you are likely still asleep.
Does anyone get any weird dreams?
Nobody who is currently present, no. Or at least no weird dreams that are of unnatural origin. So, you are in a... You can call it a room, rough hewn from the dirt around you, but it has been reinforced with the tree roots themselves. Your sleeping arrangements are low bunks, set within the wall and framed by the same roots. Sparse furnishings, a pillow, a thin blanket, but it's oddly warm down here, so you don't need much. For lighting, a small swarm of fireflies actually hovers near the ceiling.
Oh, they're neat.
Alright, so what are we doing here?
For those of you who are awake, you detect the faint whiff of food wafting in from the main room.
Oh. Tato smells it, but he does his stretches first. You know, he's like Winnie the Pooh in front of the mirror doing his stretches. And when he's done, he'll make his way into the other chamber where the food smells the most.
Nim will bring Tato some honey.
From where does Nim find the honey?
Shh. Nim brings Tato honey.
From where does Nim find honey?
Shh.
No, you gotta tell him.
If it was in
You
your
gotta tell
packs,
the DM.
certainly. But there is no honey in the sleeping chamber. Unless you've somehow learned to milk the fireflies.
Ugh.
Do fireflies produce honey?
Absolutely.
Nope. Well, if the honey glows, you'll know that they do.
Ah.
He milks the fireflies. I'm sure they've got sugar at least. So he'll add a whole bunch of that. Let's see, is it yellow right now?
And the fireflies are the standard yellow-green, yes.
Tato just says good boy and rubs behind his ears.
Aww.
Nim's gonna sit there and wait for Tato to drink it.
Oh, is this for me? Thank you. I'm just gonna set this right here.
You don't want it?
Um,
You don't like it?
I don't know what it is.
It's honey. Sort of.
Tato smells it.
It's glowing slightly.
Not eating that.
Tato like sticks his finger in, like his pinky finger in. Does it even have the consistency of honey?
Well, it's thick like honey, but it's also somehow wetter.
I'm sorry, I don't think this is honey.
You don't want it?
No, thank you.
I've worked hard to make it.
Aw, that's okay. Maybe somebody else will have it.
Elysian!
Yes.
And with that, Tato just quickly makes his way into the other room before he stopped fighting him again.
Have this honey. I made some
No.
honey. It goes
No,
great
go
on
feed
bread.
it to Brum. Go feed it to Brum. He's a squirrel.
No, it's for you.
Well, I very much appreciate the gift, but I really
then
don't
eat
want
it.
it. I'm sorry. Appreciation does not mean that I have
Well, then
to
eat it.
Thank you for the offer, but I politely decline.
Why do you hate me?
Yeah, you're not pulling this on me.
Well, let's see what the dice say about that.
The dice don't say a thing because Elysian says again, go give it to Brum. He loves gifts. Maybe I'll shut him up for a second.
The dice say that it's very effective.
Not in the tower doesn't count.
The dice with a roll like that could improve the disposition of someone, but one, PC interactions are not set in stone. Two, without charm magic, you cannot actually compel somebody to do something, no matter how persuasive you happen to be. Otherwise, Brum would be the most powerful of you all.
Where's Shenzi with my stick?
Very good question.
I have been waiting to give Shenzi the staff of swarming insects for a while now. Maybe I should attune to it. Just for a little bit.
Well, in the meantime, Tato, as you exit the sleeping chamber, you see the large table from the evening before has been set with several loaves of freshly baked bread and a large bowl of fruit.
And who else is sitting at the table?
At first, nobody. Then you notice a pair of fluffy ears hidden or concealed behind one of the loaves of bread, and hear the scratching of a quill.
Tato won't say anything to Brum yet, figuring that he's like super focused on his work. So Tato will just take a bit of bread.
And yes, there is a small pot of honey on the table as well.
Oh, nice. See, I wish Nim would have brought me that.
Okay, we're getting interference from someone. sounds like fumbling with the mic. Also, Bluetooth!
What? Ba.
You have been silent.
Well, that's because Blue's still asleep.
Technically.
Or
As
Azeroth
clearly
is
as
still
somebody raised in a militant order of priests, he gets a plate.
That's a good point. If he is still asleep, Nim's gonna go wake him up with the honey.
Wake him up while bearing the honey, or wake him up using the honey?
You're gonna pour the honey directly into his mouth while he's like mid-snore.
Exactly.
God damn it. Tato, stop
Somebody's
giving
gonna
me
eat this.
ideas. God damn it, Tato.
Please give me a stealth check in the tower. Azeroth, if you would like, you can make a perception to wake up as he approaches you.
Okay. Well, let's see how heavy a sleeper I am.
Are skunks
Nim,
heavy
you
sleepers?
successfully skunk up to the sleeping skunk. Do you pour the gooey gelatinous liquid into his snoring open maw?
Yep.
Azeroth, please give me a constitution save.
Woohoo.
You awaken to a truly horrifying taste in your mouth. Actually, skunks eat bugs. You might like this.
Hey, I put tons of
That's
sugar
you.
in there.
I'll leave it up to you whether you like it or not, depending on your own tastes. But you are not sickened.
Sugar bug syrup. Part of a balanced breakfast.
Sugar can only mask a flavor so much.
You learn to eat wild insects out there in the wild. So, wouldn't think it's too bad of a thing. Although it would be really weird to wake up with such a flavor in my mouth.
Alright. How does he react? Yep.
What is this? What?
Nim is sitting at the foot of your bed, his tail wagging back and forth excitedly. It's honey!
Honey, it tastes like outside. It's the best way to put it. What exactly is in this honey? Did you crush the bees with it?
I dub it fire honey.
That doesn't help. That doesn't help at all.
I wouldn't know what to say to that, honestly. Yeah, completely dumbfounded. I'll just roll out of bed. It's like, just next time, don't give it to me while I'm sleeping. I like to, breathe and not choke on mysterious substances that are sweet. And I don't even know how to begin to describe it.
So the sweetness is the part that you comes with, okay? Okay, I can work with that.
Did everyone else get to try your honey the same way?
No,
Hey,
nobody else
Nim.
would.
Tato yells from the other room. Do you want some real honey? He doesn't really yell, I mean.
Loud enough for him to hear.
Real honey!
Yeah.
I made it myself!
Nuh-uh.
Don't know what that is, but it's definitely not real honey. Real honey doesn't glow.
It glowed?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sure there'd still be about half the jar left. Wouldn't
He
have
poured
poured
half a jar
all
into
of
his
it.
mouth. God damn.
I vote here that we make a new rule that we don't eat anything Nim offers us until he tells us what it's made out of.
Prone. He just walks off to use the bathroom.
This isn't exactly a plumbed facility.
Whatever qualifies as one in this facility.
Get out and use a bush.
There's a bit of a forest about 10 feet
Oh.
beyond the door.
Well, that is what he does.
Remember to dig a hole.
There's one already there.
All right. Good bathroom music.
On the plus
I
side,
could switch over to the Great Mighty Pooh.
No. No, thank
No.
if there is no toilet, there can be no toilet mimic.
Aww. Sounds like a fun. No, it doesn't. That sounds like it'd be terrible.
Alright, Azeroth, you finish your business, hopefully far away from the actual abode. For everybody else, there is a large abundance of fresh fruit, those freshly baked loaves, and honey for breakfast.
Yay, fruit and real honey.
Hey, Nim is a phenomenal cook. He's got like a plus 16.
Just because he's a phenomenal cook does not mean that I have not thrown up multiple times eating whatever he's served, and or it coming out in undesirable ways.
Nim, no. What he gives does not give diarrhea or anything else.
You fed us leeches in orc.
The leeches were fine until you took them and used them on an infected leg. That is not my fault.
I'm sorry, they did what?
The leeches were used to leech on Tato's now replaced leg. Because it was a really bad infection.
Not my fault. They were fresh when I got them.
Hmm.
He's just gonna keep serving us his experiments.
I kind of imagine that Nim would be the kind of person to open up one of those fancy 5-star restaurants that serves things like escargot and
So a French restaurant.
Yeah, exactly. He gets
Yeah,
help
future
from
ideas
your
for fine dining aside.
he gets help from your buddy.
What do you wish to do this morning?
Well, I would like to have some breakfast. Nim's gonna go to the kitchen and try and get them to put some of his honey in all the dishes.
There is no kitchen. There is a small hearth in the main room that was used to bake the bread.
He will go to wherever it is. Oh wait, bread? Perfect. He'll slip it into the he'll slip it into the batter.
Bread's already been made.
Fuck you two!
Brum was up early making breakfast for all of you.
Fuck you, Brum.
Oh, I beg your pardon.
He got used to cooking without you, basically. And now that you're back cooking again, he's kind of territorial, as they say.
Don't take it personally, he's just grumpy, but...
Actually, to be
Hey!
fair, Brum was traveling for decades before he met you.
Tato, lowers his voice and yet raises the volume. Hey, you be nice, bad dog.
None shall see me, though my battle cry may give me away.
One moment. Let's see if my thing will... Apparently Nim has a temporary French flag on his tail. I will accept this.
Good job.
Okay. It stuck to you when he sat down or something. Now you just can't get it off.
It's only a minor, so it would only be temporary.
Yes, but for now you just can't get it off. No matter how hard you wag, it stands proudly.
I'm tempted to have someone make it permanent now.
No.
Come on, Nim was
Wait.
a French with
Does
the
Does Nim
tail
get a French
flag.
accent? Can Nim have a French accent?
I wholly support this idea.
You gotta talk with a French accent now, Zim.
Okay.
I can't really pull that off, so that would be a no.
Yeah, that's what I was afraid of.
How many people do you wish to offend with your fake French accent?
All of them. Every single person. Get the entire province of Quebec to rally behind a war banner just to exterminate you.
Okay, Nim, there is no meat here. Do you wish to make other arrangements for your breakfast?
I wouldn't mind going out to hunt with you, Nim.
Yeah, we'll go hunt.
Okay, take an hour, go out and find what you can. One of you or both of you give me survival checks.
Which biome?
It's largely hills with some plains and a smattering of forests, so game should be plentiful.
Lovely.
Tato, you are a skilled and experienced hunter, but you can't find anything. There's some small signs. A deer went this way. That might be an old rabbit's den over there. There's some birds about, but for the life of you, you can't find anything. It seems like there are far too few animals about. Nim, with your superior senses, you immediately trigger on to a small set of rabbits. Not the same old den that Tato finds, but you manage to bring back, we'll say, around half dozen.
Oh, nice. We could make a stew.
He
They
wants to
are
look for
oddly
some
scrawny
squirrels, too.
for this time of year, but there are no squirrels. The forest is devoid of squirrels, actually. These rabbits are themselves somewhat scrawnier than you'd expect for this time of year in this environment, but they are meat.
I'll take it.
And Tato, you know that wasn't just you didn't manage to find something today. There was not enough game in this area. Something is wrong. Your hunter senses will tell you this much.
The animals basically fled this place. Probably having to do with all the dangerous magics.
They fled it? Where'd they go?
Yeah.
What did you do with the animals?
I've done nothing.
It's definitely your fault.
Okay.
Well, I mean, Nim did just wipe out half the rabbit population in the square mile radius.
It's a rabicidal epidemic.
Okay, it'll take another hour or so to cook all that up and eat it, as you desire.
We making
Anybody
a stew?
doing anything else in the meanwhile?
We grilling it? What are we doing with the rabbits, Nim?
It will be a stew.
Oh, okay.
Nim's gonna make a nice hearty stew, and I assume there are vegetables that he could put in as well. DM.
Well, you could probably
Either.
scrounge something up from the pantry, yes. Some wild carrots, a couple of wild onions, potatoes.
Potatoes.
I still have those 4 wild carrots. Oh wait, no, I served them at my wedding dinner. Never.
Actually, Mahal, the lore with the noble animal is that he's still very much, he's still very much at home in the wilds.
Oh, I'm not saying that he isn't. I'm saying that some of those same triggers that from one that is truly connected to the land will be missing, such as the price of sentience. One's self-awareness begins to eclipse the awareness of the natural world.
Okay.
Potato Pet Nim, good boy. You got the rabbit.
Yeah, I did. Now you gonna have some of this, honey?
No,
Why do you hate
but
me?
you are a good boy.
What did I do to make you hate me?
Now you gotta have a talk. Da-na-na-na-na.
Nope, sorry. I don't hate you, Nim. I just know not to trust every single thing you serve to me.
Oh, okay.
Okay, well, that cooks, and since by now the rest of you will likely have finished your breakfast, Brum will clear most of what is left away from the table and beckon you over to look at the map he's been working on.
Brum, how long have you been awake?
Not too terribly long. I didn't sleep last night, if that's what you're asking.
Take a nap after this for me, buddy, okay?
I have reshared the map of the local area. You are in the Desaran Valley. The camp you are at is in the Sumba Hills, right along the southern edge there.
And we're supposed to be finding
A cave, I think.
Mostly I just wanted you to see the map of the area, but Brum will indicate a few areas of interest, mostly the local towns. You can see Red Larch to the west of that southern section.
What's the difference between a triangle and a circle?
Triangles are abbeys. Circles that have a white center are towns. Circles with the black center are cities. And rectangles are bridges.
Okay.
And which areas are right now completely devastated?
No particular area has been completely devastated yet, but if the climate changes continue at a current pace, then there won't be much left living in this area. If it were only one of the disasters, fires could be fought, firewalled. High winds and storms could be endured, earthquakes rebuilt. The devastation therefrom, but all of them put together.
Where are we right now, currently? I'm sorry, where are we right now, currently?
So if you look at the Somber Hills, just to the west of where the river exits, you're on that bit of slope there. Somewhere.
Okay. Well, then Belliard was our closest town, if I'm correct.
Red Larch is technically closer.
Okay. Well, in which direction did we know that the guy fled when he got on his fish?
We aren't actually certain. I, for one, wasn't there. He could have gone either upriver or down.
Okay. Weird. Well, never mind. North of there would be Yartar. That's a major city. If anything bad was going down, I would usually assume it's in the main cities. They always have all the best evil people. Or we can go down south and right in and Walmford.
Since you traveled here by magical means, you would likely not be aware entirely, but we are about a week's journey from Waterdeep. Along the road leading south.
Oh, and now I see the legend on the far right. I should have zoomed out. Okay.
A little background, by the way, a week in this particular world is 10 days, not 7.
Oof.
If I recall correctly. Fairly certain that's right. Now, what interests us at present are something that is unfortunately not shown on this map. You see, prior to human settlers retaking the Siren Valley several centuries ago, it was previously occupied by orcs. There was a dwarven kingdom that built its halls beneath the various hills and mountains. The dwarven capital of Bessilmer rested somewhere in this area. We haven't quite identified all of the points of entry. Here, the stone bridge is a remnant of their civilization. We believe that the cultists have been using some remnants of their cities or trading posts as their own bases of operation.
So they're using underground dwarven ruins.
Exactly. I have not been able to uncover much of the history of Bessilmer. I know that it was a fairly young kingdom when it collapsed. They attempted to hold a more stable presence above ground than dwarves are wont to do. And some stories claim that they were wiped out by orcs, some by ogres and giants. I cannot be certain. It may have been more than one assault that led to their downfall. Regardless, the others have gone out to search a few points where I think there may be entrances to the ruins. Though we will not wish to assault those locations, at least not directly. From everything we have been able to learn, questioning those prisoners that Mr. Argent brings back, they are heavily fortified and quite defensible. Simply put, it would take too long to get in through those methods.
Sounds like what you're saying is that we need to sneak our way in.
That is precisely what I am saying, Elysian. Very well done.
Could we disguise as the cultists?
Could actually be quite possible, from what we understand. Their structure is somewhat loose. They have hired on and recruited too many new members, and it might be possible to disguise yourselves as one of them.
We'd probably have to get a fairly good disguise for our bodies because... And we shouldn't try and infiltrate the water ones because they already know us.
Well, I do believe at least one of us knows magical disguising. Zale?
Zale is currently out looking for the other entrances, and I believe it's best if we keep him and his other allies from Lady Cap's service working on interference with the cults. I myself will be joining them once we discover more locations.
Fair
For
enough.
now, my task was to research the history of Basilma, and try to find other methods into the kingdom. I have found one. He will indicate. You don't have it marked on your maps, but if you look at where the southern river enters the Sumber Hills, there's a trio of hills there that surround a bend. Right along that bend is where he points. Does that make sense?
I'm gonna take a screenshot. Hold on. Tato just runs his finger over these three here.
No, just southeast of that. I've circled it on the map.
Oh, okay.
A fragment of a page that I found of a book mentions the Shrine of the Tender Earth, wherein were entombed several of the dwarven heroes from the early founding of the kingdom. The fragment spoke of pilgrims who would journey up the river and, entering upon the first glimmer of morning's light, descend into the temple where they would be blessed by the priests. Traveling down the hallowed halls, they would enter the tomb, which I need to pull the name up just briefly. One moment. And then enter the tomb of Hendrel Foebreaker, to witness his glory and final resting place. From there, they would enter the halls of Basilma and feast with the king and his advisors. I believe this to indicate that there is a method within the temple of entering the lower halls of the Dwarven city.
I just realized what this song is. Summer by Joe Hisaishi.
You are correct.
It's a remix, but yeah.
Yeah. It's like a jazz remix.
It is a jazz
Yep.
re-
I love Insane in the Rain's stuff.
There is, of course, a problem with this. So far as we are aware, either the cultists are not themselves aware of the presence of this entrance, or something else is keeping them from using it.
Maybe they
Wait,
gotta
what's
recite a
keeping
certain.
who from what?
Brom is saying that either the cultists don't know that this possible entrance is there, or they know of something inside that they don't want to tangle with. Or perhaps they haven't found it yet.
Or what if they can't get in because they don't know the password?
Whatever the reason, it is perhaps the best method at present for you to enter the dwarven halls without alerting the cultists of your presence.
Yeah. Should probably obtain some cultist gear first.
How exactly would you guys be disguising me?
You can stand on two legs, can't you?
No.
Not really. No.
I would say we just custom fit some robes on you and then act as if you're a pet to get past the cultists.
I'm not a pet.
I know you're not a pet. That's not what I'm saying. But if
You
you
can
want to
play
continue,
pretend.
yeah, play pretend up until you don't need to play pretend anymore.
Roll persuasion on this one.
Should I roll persuasion?
It's up to you, but it's also up to Zim how he takes it.
We all know you're not a pet, but we're not saying that we'll always treat you like one. We're just saying the best way to get through the cultists is to not not let them know that you can both speak and that you're Nim.
Maybe if you had tried my honey.
Are you
Azeroth
seriously-
did.
Are you bringing up the honey against the fate of the world?
Fine.
Yes.
You know what? I'll try your honey. There. Here. Give me the jar.
He'll hand over the jar.
I'll stick my pinky in it. Take a taste. Pah, it's gross. Now, are you gonna go with us or not?
Oh. I guess.
Okay. I'm gonna go brush my teeth. With the toothbrush still in his mouth. Just play pretend for a bit. You'll. We know you're not a pet. They don't know that, though. In fact, most of the time they get to see you. They already have their throats ripped out.
Although, to also be fair, this hinges on the idea that we shouldn't just sneak in the first place and not worry about disguises. Disguises would probably make it a lot easier, though.
Yeah, but I only know that Zale is good with disguises and he's not here, so let's scrap that option.
Well, for now, you have a location to investigate if you so desire.
Yep.
Does everybody have a track of what field rations they have on them?
Tato's still pretty full on rations, I think. Yeah, 10.
Okay, you have sufficient rations for 10 days. Does anyone have any other questions for Brum?
None that I can
What?
think of.
What went on between you and Zale while you were out? I don't know. Shenzi was scrying a bit, and she saw fire.
It's been quite a bit of fire lately. It might have to be a bit more specific.
I'm honestly not sure. I'm sorry.
Mr. Aldrin and I have a number of points we disagree upon, but that is largely true for this entire party. The twins, well, you've met them. They don't really want to be here. The Lady Kep has called in a favor to bring them, and, well...
How loyal are they gonna be, do you think?
As far as I can tell, they pay their debt, and they owe a rather large one to the lady. I believe she helped break them out of some sort of trouble. I have no details on exactly what, but I sense a rather large debt there that is being repaid. Becerra is here of her own free will, as far as I can tell, but her methods are sometimes very extreme.
Meaning?
Nothing that I have been able to confirm, but I have heard her name before, in connection with a number of larger villages and small towns, even, that have experienced unnatural occurrences, particularly those of logging settlements, or those that chose to overhunt or overdevelop the land surrounding them.
What's their skill sets?
The twins are quite good with their weapons, as far as I can determine such things, and are adept at moving quickly and quietly. Leiroth uses twin swords, and Liari is adept with the bow. Becerra has almost no combat training, but quite a way with plants.
So a druid?
Or a spirit shaman?
Mechanically, they are a druid and 2 rangers.
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, I kind of forgot. What class were you again?
Brum is a bard.
Okay. So a bard, 2 rangers, and a druid.
And an assassin lock.
Sorry.
Keep in mind, these are the people that Lady Kep, a Nim, a nature spirit, were able to recruit. So,
When should we set out?
It is entirely your decision to make. I would recommend sooner rather than later.
Alright, guys, let's all get geared up and head out.
There is one more thing.
Listening.
Some fragments of what I have found mention there may have been something there before the doors. I don't know what. They stopped expanding downward for some reason.
I'm thinking
Just-
drow.
Be careful down there. Okay, the location Brum pointed out is a few hours' journey away.
Well, I guess we'll get started.
Operation Sneak into the Cultist?
Yep, if that is what you so choose to call it.
I think calling it
Here's to new beginnings.
Operation Elemental Takedown.
no, we're not at Elemental Takedown just yet. Elemental Sabotage, that's it. It'll probably become Takedown if we figure out their ultimate goal.
Okay, assuming you set out, the journey is largely uneventful. The location brings you to a nearly sheer cliff face. But with Brum's directions, you manage to find a small, narrow trail cut into the side of the cliff. Along the switchback cuts back and forth up the cliff face. It is hewn from the stone directly, with blocky, not crude, but firm cuts that have been weathered heavily by the passage of time. What is left of the stairs were clearly fitted for a creature of smaller than average size, i.e. a dwarf. Eventually, you come to the top of the switchbacks and witness that before you. The trail ends in a wide arch of stone. Two gigantic statues, recognizably dwarves despite the weathering, stand seemingly in sentinel over the entrance. They are massive, mind. Hewn directly from the face of the cliff, not assembled from stones brought from elsewhere.
Dwarves really know how to honor their ancestors, huh?
It's one way
Wonder
of
how
looking
much
at it.
effort it would take to steal one of them.
Well, how about you place yourselves on the map and get an idea of how big they are?
The thing that amazes me most is how they always make their statues so huge despite them being so short. Whoa.
Actually, are we up here or down here?
You are just coming up the last of the trail.
Okay.
Whatever party order you want to place yourselves in, just get you onto the map.
I should not be first.
Well, you were first on the initiative tracker because, aside from cricket, your name is the lowest.
I meant in marching order, but yeah.
Oh god. They're not gonna, like, animate and start fighting us, are they?
No comment. That might be a perception check, though, or an intelligence investigation.
I'm gonna do
Honestly,
that.
I don't think they would.
Potato's just gonna look around at them. Do they look like they're gonna have any sign of movement?
If you sit and watch them for a while, they do not appear to move. However, between them, in that little nook, not so little nook, are massive stone doors. They are cracked and weathered, but still whole. They are slightly ajar. You can still make out faint runes on the weathered surface, but not enough to easily read, even if any of you know Dwarvish.
Oh, but one of us can know Dwarvish right now. Or, well, after they attune. We still have that belt of dwarven kind.
Attunement takes an hour, so if you wish to, you can.
Nim knows Dwarven.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
Oh. Ask these statues if we can go in. I know it's weird, but...
Okay.
You want me to talk to...
Ask... Yeah.
Are you trying to read the inscription at the top of the gate, which is about the only one that's still legible?
Yes.
Can have Nim do that. But yeah, I'm thinking they might actually respond to you. I don't know. I've had dealings with mobile statues before, which is kind of a oxymoron now that I think.
That is all that you can still make out in Dwarvish, although with your familiarity with the language, you will know it is written in a high form. Formal script.
Nim will read it out to the others. Shrine of the Tender Oath.
What is the Tender Oath?
That would be a very difficult history check. Unless you're a dwarf. Which I do not believe any of you are.
No.
What do you say in Dwarvish to the statues before you?
I have no idea.
Well, that's definitely not the password. They don't respond.
Well, ask them if we have permission to go inside.
Open sesame.
Oh,
They
that-
do not
okay.
seem to react to that. However, Tato, go ahead and give me... Actually, you're close enough, you'll just see it. There does appear to be the still, perhaps even deceased form of a humanoid between them.
Oh.
What is it, Tato?
Dead body.
Oh,
It looks like it might have been there a while. It's a bit dry.
you know, this makes me think that it's not the statues that are the problem. It's something between the statues. Although, what me and Teo should probably do is actually see what killed the body.
Well, I could look at the body itself. Let's see. Tato will inspect the body's wound.
Okay, give me a heal
Elysian-
check.
Elysian would help him.
The body, to begin, is dressed only in a pair of leather breeches. You can't quite tell what killed it from the back, so I seem to turn it over to investigate the wounds further. At which point it begins to moan.
This guy's alive or undead. Can't tell. Heal anyway.
Can we tell what race it is?
Oh, just a sec. I found my error. It looks to have been human.
Hello? Are you awake?
Give me a moment, we're having very brief technical difficulties.
Oh no.
You have killed him.
Yes, it is all your fault. Because of you, they are dead.
No.
Your mere arrival in this area spread a disease that had never been here before.
Oh no.
It's because we're all furries, so therefore we spread cancer.
Oh my god.
Oh god. Mere look at us is enough to initiate. Oh god.
There we go. Found the right one. Apologies, there are a lot of things from these modules. Bidoop. It is indeed a zombie, and at your touch it animates, returning to its semblance of shambling life.
Wait, was it a statue before this?
No,
No,
it was
it was
just a
dead.
body.
Okay.
The body betwixt the statues.
Oh.
Either way, clear it, kill it.
I mean,
I am initiating a roll for initiative.
More like send it.
Lysian,
or Nim.
you are up first.
I didn't even roll my initiative though.
Nope, I triggered it for you.
Oh, thank you. Okay, well, Elysian is way too close to the zombie for his own liking, so he'd go to quickly whip out the rapier and stab it. Make sure I'm rolling the right one this time. Good.
You do indeed hit with that roll.
And because Tato is right next to me,
Okay, it shambles to its feet, moans, advancing towards Tato, and then you stab it through the not heart, and it dies.
Oh.
I thought you were supposed to take off the heads or something.
Well, you're the cleric. You should know.
Well, I mean, I could send it too.
Do that.
okay, I vote we stab all dead bodies we come across.
Not a bad plan.
Okay, it is no longer alive once more.
okay, well, I didn't know any better. I'd assume that things here are definitely not good.
Oh yeah, don't zombies
Uh,
usually travel
so-
in more than just, groups of one?
Yeah, that's
A
what I'm
group of
trying to
zombies
say.
is called a swarm.
Yeah,
Or a
Swarm.
murder sometimes by some people, but swarm is technically correct.
If there's one out here, there's probably a bunch inside, and we're most likely going to be dealing with a necromancer.
Well, that would be the area of Nim and Azeroth as our two holy users.
Well, Elysian, you have taken your turn. Nim, it is yours.
Okay, so did we kill the zombie, or?
Yes.
Yeah, I stabbed it very, very hard.
Well, then I've got no idea what to do.
Continue forward.
Yep.
There's only one path, really.
I'll speak aloud in Dwarven. May we pass?
There is no discernible response.
Well, we'll just have to take the risk, and if they animate themselves and start attacking us, well, say your prayers. But not in Dwarvish.
Not in Dwarven, though.
Okay, Nim, any other actions for this round?
No?
Okay. There are those large stone doors ahead of you, slightly ajar.
Okay. How about Tato walks up and pulls
Is
one
it
open?
Tato's turn?
No.
If you all finished Nim, pass the initiative.
Figured that was the end of comment. No more combat. No more initiative. But okay.
Yeah.
Now it's my
Okay,
turn.
Tato, now it's your turn.
Alright. Let's walk up. And Tato is first going to peek in before opening the door.
Okay. Give me a perception check. Or a... I wouldn't say a perception for this one. Investigation doesn't quite work. You see darkness. There is a faint area illuminated by the barest crack, but since the door itself is in shade, you don't really see anything beyond.
Okay. Tato will. Okay.
I was going to say that will take your bonus action.
Alright, well, standing behind the door, Tato will slowly pull it open.
Okay, it swings outwards, leaving a nice large entryway.
That'll be it for my turn.
For the rest of you who are not behind the door, a few things now become readily apparent. There you are.
Oh, nice.
The doors were somehow linked, by the way. When you opened one, they both opened. And despite their age, though it took you a little bit of effort to push them, not a whole lot considering their size and how long they've presumably been abandoned.
Dwarven craftsmanship at its finest.
Just so. We all finished Tato, pass the round. The skeletons reacting to your presence. Shoot. Azeroth, you are most directly in line of fire for this particular one. It pulls out a short bow and an arrow clinks off of your armor. The next one is aimed at Elysian, which just whizzes by your ear. Silver.
Oh, you are so getting shot with the arrow next.
Why is Silver getting shot?
No, it's Silver's turn.
Yeah, and Elysian said he's getting shot.
Elysian got shot with an arrow and said to the guy that shot him, "Oh, you're so getting shot next time."
Well, Silver
Yeah.
can just make it there and attack.
Actually, I didn't bother much. Oh, did he? Dead.
A hit. Solid and true. Roll for damage. Silver lunges at the skeleton and crushes a few of its ribs between his monstrous fangs. The large skeleton advances just enough to be within range of Silver, and that's weird. Froze his movement there for some reason. He doesn't have room to charge, but he will swing at Silver with his great axe. And hits. The skeleton behind the one that Silver attacked is now going to shoot its own bow at the closest aggressor. Sorry, Silver. But misses, because Silver is, not bipedal, and therefore lower to the ground. Azeroth, the undead, your natural enemy, lie before you.
Oh boy. I've never actually used my channeling anything up to this point, I realize, so I'm not too sure how that works differently than a normal spell. In regards to my Destroy Undead feature.
It's like a spell, but it has different ways it works. I'm not sure what you're looking for.
It depends on the challenge rating on what you're using it on.
Okay.
I don't know if the DM can tell us the challenge rating of these enemies or not. But at level 8, you can only destroy the undead of a challenge rating of 1 or lower.
Yeah. And is there a way for me to know the challenge rating of any of these guys?
You can attempt to determine how much stronger or weaker they are than you with an investigation check.
Oh, my Kerlak level is 8, thankfully, so 1 or lower. Doesn't sound like it's too good for my thing. Okay, look at them.
Save your fireball, though.
I'm not planning on choosing.
Preferably until I'm standing behind you instead of front of you.
Hardy hard. You walked away from it. Don't complain. Let's see. I believe the best thing for me to do, well, even if I do get up close, if I were to investigate it, that'd be considered a turn, wouldn't it?
You could also make a knowledge religion check to see if your teachings have told you it. But that would be a general rule. If any of these have been enhanced somehow, it would not cover them. So with 1, and I would say bonus action for this, you can either make the investigation check to try and get a sense of their auras. Are they weaker than you? Are they stronger than you? Or you can try to recall, okay, that's a base skeleton. Is it within that CR range?
Seeing as everything I roll religion-based is going to be horrible. Oh, never mind. Investigation is the same. Okay, let's try my luck at religion. See if I can recall anything from the past about these skeletons. Tower, correct?
Yes, please. I think you were dosing. They said that. You know that some undead are definitely within that range. But you don't remember if these were skeletons stronger than zombies or weaker. You can't recall.
Oh god.
That said, being aware of your abilities, because Azeroth is, even if Blue Dude is not, you would know that using Turn Undead will either make them run or turn to dust. One of the two. Assuming they fail the save, of course.
Yep. Yep.
But you also have limited uses of that per day, so do you want to use it on these guys?
Yeah, no.
Questions.
It wouldn't be worth it right now. So instead, I'll go in with hammers. I'll go in with my hammer and shield. Yeah. Then we'll go in and attack with. Oh wait, shit. I'm not close enough. Shit, I didn't move close enough. Oh well. I guess I'll use my crossbow then, because I think I'm too far away from Skeleton 6 right now. Boop. Ugh.
Well, that is definitely a miss.
Oh, there's my turns. Boop, boop.
Okay, Milesian, it is your turn again.
I'm just going to move here. Which skeleton actually attacked me again?
What do you mean?
I think that would have been Skeleton 6, which
Yeah.
is the one to the
Left.
your left of the Minotaur.
Well, somebody is going to get, as soon as I bring up my screen, a arrow to the face.
Well, that hits.
Do I get sneak attack on that one?
Not really.
Okay. With that, Elysian has made his move, and it is Skeleton 1's.
Oh, yes. Yes, it is. Skeleton 1 will attack the last creature that attacked. And hits. Elysian, you now have a lovely arrow sticking out of you. For max damage. Whew.
Ow!
Skeleton 20 is decidedly less than pleased with Silver. He drops his bow and attacks with his sword. Hitting for his own little dollop of piercing damage. Nim, 'tis thine.
Nim is going to first off cast, oh, what is it? Divine Favor. As a bonus action. He's gonna move and attack. Trying to back up Silver on this. Probably gonna focus on the Minotaur one instead, cause... yeah.
Because he's big and scary. Well, that is a hit.
Oh wait, extra attack!
Yes, yours should be a natural one, not the effect of a bonus action.
Yeah. Babushka.
Still up.
Okay.
Let's see, who do you want to attack today? I think Skeleton 8 has best line of effect on Azeroth, so it is you he will shoot. And it clanks off your armor again. Actually, that one just kind of flies a good foot to the side of you. Cricket's not here. Tato.
Tato's gonna take out his spear and get out from behind the door. Oh! Oh! Jeez. That's a lot of undead. Okay. Well, better just charge in and deal with it. Go past Azeroth here with his twin blades out. And... Wait, is the Minotaur skeleton out?
No, it's still quite present, thank you.
Oh, okay,
Well,
good.
technically, you're occupying part of the same square as Azeroth, so that's not a valid move.
Yeah. How about right here then?
Right there is fine, and still within reach of the Minotaur. A hit and a hit.
I get 3.
And a hit.
All 3 hit! Yay!
Your monster training
Congratulations.
tells you that undead tend not to have very much in the way of AC.
Yeah.
Unless they're like, Death Knights, in which case...
I do a flurry of attacks, and I chop off a bunch of bone.
You don't chop them off, but you've definitely chipped and cracked a few of its more vital structural pieces. It is, however, still standing, and its gaze turns upon you.
Bring it on. By the way, my AC is 19 now.
Yes, it is. Pass the turn to Skeleton 6 if you are finished. Who sees this big foe in front of him, and like the mindless automaton it is, misses you. Has best line of effect on Silver, who was just peeking around that corner, and will attack such. Missing quite horribly, flies right over Silver's head, whose turn it now is.
Oh, joy. Well, Silver will, he's okay on health for now. Oh, wait. Advantage. Chomp.
That
And
is certainly a hit. We'll go for the chop.
chompity chomp.
Okay. He crunches the spine of the skeleton before him, and it clatters to the ground as a useless pile of bone fragments. First blood, such as it is, goes to Silver. If you wish, you may keep a couple of those vertebrae as chew toys.
Oh, of course.
Gotta sharpen your fangs somehow.
Well,
The
no,
Minotaur.
that's what we've got, your tail for.
No. Bad. Bad wolf.
The Minotaur attacks Tato, who dealt it the most damage most recently. A solid hit for a little bit in the way of slashing, as it swings its great axe to you and rolls quite nearly minimum damage, damn it. Skeleton 4.
That's what happens when you use a rusty, dull axe.
If it had a brain, it would feel insulted. It's going to shoot at Nim.
I'm gonna need my
That
tetanus
is
shot after
definitely a miss. Which passes the turn to Azeroth.
I'm gonna switch back to my regular weapons, my sword and shield. Will that require an action, or?
Technically, it would take 2 actions to draw both, unless you have a feat that lets you do otherwise. Which
I am
do
a
not.
shield master, though, so technically does it require...
Yeah,
In
but
and of itself, unless Shield Master gives you something special, which it might.
skeletons are vulnerable to blood.
I have a hammer for that, too. I mean, another war, but...
I don't believe 5th edition has that rule still. I forget, though.
Yep, vulnerability, bludgeoning.
Shield Master does not allow you to draw the shield as part of the same action, so I will allow a bonus action to draw it, but in and of itself, you cannot draw both. You can draw a weapon as part of an attack or move, but not two unless you have a feat that allows you to do so.
True.
Tato should be able to because he has the dual wielder feat.
Yeah.
Is there any way for me to call shenanigans on that? That means it'll take me a whole turn to draw my weapons in general. I have to start at every battle.
You can definitely draw your hammer as you attack, or as part of your attack action. Are you dropping your crossbow or attempting to put it away more gently?
I would actually put it away. I don't think dropping it would be a wise thing, especially if I need it.
Okay, putting it away will require a move action, which will keep you out of combat for this round. Well, out of melee range of anything, at least.
Okay, next turn then.
Let's put it
Such
this
is
way.
action economy.
You are a... Each round is only 6 seconds. You've got to get this shield presumably off of your back. That
I wasn't
would
complaining, I
at
just said,
least
is there
take
any
the
way
6
around
seconds.
it? Like I said, I passed my turn. I considered
Not
myself
directly.
unmovable.
So, in this turn, you can put away the crossbow and draw either the shield or the hammer.
Like I said, I drew out the hammer, put away the crossbow, and I already passed the turn.
Okay, such as such. Elysian, it is thine.
Elysian goes to knock another arrow, and this time he is going to... He really wants to shoot Skeleton 1, but I'm going to go for the one in front of Tato.
Now, that is definitely a hit. Roll for the damage.
Do I get sneak attack this time?
You do, because skeletons are not immune to it in this edition.
Yay!
Skeleton
Yeah,
6
yeah,
crumbles
yes.
to the ground as your arrow cracks its skull in half.
Good. There you go, Tato. Skeleton 1 is next, especially if it shoots me again.
Oh, yes it is. Skeleton 1 will drop its bow and advance on Tato, drawing its sword. And swings. And misses. Nimota.
Nim is doing... Yeah, he'll just bite.
Nim is
Oh,
going to
nom.
give it a wet willy.
That is definitely a hit. Roll for the damage.
And I think we'll use a smite here. Actually, I'll use it on the second attack. If needed.
That is a hit. Roll for the damage. Still up.
Alright, let me double check. Okay, so it does increase because it's undead.
Okay, you sink your fangs, such as you can, into its bony frame, and in an explosion of radiant energy, it doesn't crumple to the ground as pieces of bone, it shatters into dust and burns away.
See, Tato, this is why you should let me chew on your tail.
No.
Gets me ready.
But it hurts.
But this.
Why do you have to hurt me?
Because you won't eat my hard-cooked meals.
I won't eat your experiments.
If you're all finished with your turn, Nim, pass the round.
Fine.
Skeleton 8 also drops its bow and draws its sword, moving in to attack Tato with its flanking buddy. And good heavens, these poor things can't hit a brick wall in front of them. Crickets is still absent. Tato, take your turn.
I'll just clean up these skeletons.
Without the Minotaur to lead them, this army seems to be crumbling about itself. Those are both hits.
One more.
No. Okay, Skeleton 1 clatters to the ground, no longer animate. You are finished, pass to Skeleton 13 so that he can at least pretend he did something.
You gotta understand, I super hate skeletons. They gave me this scar.
Skeleton 13 draws its bow back and aims at Nim, but the arrow flies right past him without ever really coming close. Perhaps better weapon maintenance would have prevented such a tragedy.
Do what with who?
He missed you. It is Silver's turn.
I'm numb.
Definitely a hit on Mr. 13. But unlucky 13 is still standing, such as it is.
Is he?
Well, that was a fail.
Then no, it is not still standing.
Then fine. Silver tugs at its little femur, and it clatters to the ground, flailing its brawny little arms. Skeleton 4, singing the plight of its friend, rushes towards Silver, its sword drawn and raised. And oh my, he is inspired. These two were friends, mind. And some think it is impossible for undead to form attachments and befriend one another, but these two did, damn it all. He hit Silver for 6 piercing damage. Azeroth, it is your turn.
Okay.
If Shenzi were here, she would be moved by their love for one another. I want you to know that.
I will finally come out here.
Yeah, she'd want to turn them to our side. She'd try and control them.
Somehow, you still hit. But also, somehow, it is still alive, despite a rousing and resounding crack to its head. If you're all finished? No, of course you're not. You know what? It's overkill, but Zim, can we have a bludgeoning crit card for Azeroth?
I will roll again to remove the crit and then do the damage. Oh my god. Yeah.
Did you roll
Roll
the
again.
damage on it directly?
No, he rolled another crit trying to clear the crit.
Oh.
Does that mean he gets double crit?
I mean, it would be outright dead if he got the exclusive card, but he did not. For bludgeoning, Nighty Night. Quadruple damage, and the target must make a DC Constitution save. Failed save, the target is knocked unconscious.
Okay, take your damage, drag it over as normal, but click 3 times to add 3 more die to it. Right click 3 times. Yeah. Your hammer comes down on it with such force that cracks spread throughout its entire bony frame, and it doesn't fall to dust like Nim's attack did, but this one, you could make toothpicks out of what is left of this one. It's gone. It's very much gone.
Finish him.
If you're all finished, pass your turn.
Sorry. Oop.
Elysian, they're all but to the left. Skeleton 13 is prone on the ground with a slavering wolf hanging over it. What do you do?
Skeleton 13 is more than likely screwed, so I'm going to finally get close and personal with my rapier. Then I'm going to sneeze.
Skeleton 4,
Sneeze,
however,
apparently.
is still inspired. He's trying to protect his friend, his only friend in undeath. And you miss him as he jerks, glaring at you with his eyeless sockets.
Good thing I have a dagger.
Do you have the dual wielding feat?
No.
Then no, you don't have a dagger.
Oh.
Also, your bow is presumably dropped on the ground behind you.
No. Oh. Oops.
That's
Did
the only way you could
you-
hold a rapier.
I'll collect it after battle then.
Okay, if you all finished, pass the turn to Nim Otar.
Soon as I figure out where I put the turn order, there it is.
Just remember action economy. You can only draw one weapon as part of a move or attack.
Okay.
Unless you're me.
Unless you're special, like Tato or Zale, and have the dual wielding feat.
Yeah, we'll go here. And bite at it. 4 will die!
Finally, you manage to hit Skeleton 4.
What do you mean, finally?
And because everybody else has tried and failed.
Oh.
And with a grasping gesture towards Skeleton 13, it falls to the ground, dragging itself another foot towards its fallen friend before falling
And
lifelessly.
then Nim pulls it back.
Its hand detaches, still just touching Skeleton 13.
And Nim starts chewing.
They shall be together until the end. Potato, there's one left.
Okay. I'm gonna go right here while Nim's chowing down on the bones. I'm just gonna punch this one.
Okay, technically you can do that, an armed attack. It is prone, so you will probably hit it.
Yeah. I don't actually have the action for an armed attack.
I think it's in items if you drag it over. Nope, not in this version apparently.
When it's unarmed, it's just a...
Strength
it's
check,
a
I know.
strength, and you only damage.
Say again, you cut out.
You only deal 1 damage.
Unless you're a monk and trained for it.
Or have a natural attack of some sort. Like Tabaxi.
Yeah.
Well, that was a miss.
I just swung at air. Fine, whatever, I'll just stab. What the? I don't know how that rolled with advantage.
Well, since you dropped a 19, you hit it anyway, but we won't count the crit. Go ahead and roll to clear the crit, then roll the damage.
It's running with advantage again. Why? I don't have it selected.
Actually, no, you did have advantage because it is prone.
Oh. Well, that explains it. Okay,
So if you
piercing
would
card.
like, take a piercing crit card.
Yeah, I'd like to see what shows up. I want to see how hilariously this skeleton dies.
As you stab down at it, you see that skeleton 13 is reaching, even as he is worried by Silver's frantic motions trying to tear him apart. He reaches towards skeleton 4. Reaching.
Pierced ear. Apparently it's got... How did that sound anything like computer?
Whatever. I stabbed through its head.
Maximum double damage.
Sorry, I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's dead.
Okay. And just for this skeleton, I'm gonna place its hand, and I'm gonna grab the other skeleton's hands, and then have them join. They're grasping each other. There. Friends in re-death.
Okay, the battlefield is clear for now. I don't believe any of you have dark vision, but I will reveal a little more of the map.
I have low light.
Yeah, but there's really not much light coming in. There are what appear to be braziers on the other side there, though. Unlit.
Can we take a break?
You could probably take a break if people need it.
I do. Who else does?
Yeah, let's go ahead and take a break.
Okay, good.
Thank
Okay, if
you
you
all
are-
so much for joining us so far this evening for Fists of Furry Dungeons and Dragons. We'll be back in about 10 minutes. So in the meantime, enjoy. Stand up, stretch your legs, and hurry on.
If you are going, please mark yourselves as away. When you come back, mark yourselves as back.
Hello again, everyone. Sorry for that longer break there. We are back. I am Razim, and this is Fists of Furry, Dungeons and Dragons. Where were we?
I'll just finished off the last of the skeletons. At least in that area. The room, now that you can take a halfway decent look about it, bears the same sturdy but somewhat blocky, angular carvings that are inherent to most dwarven structures. In the middle there is the statue of a very large dwarven woman bearing some sort of priestly robes. Though the weathering here is nowhere near as heavy as it was outside, it is still present, and you cannot make out exactly what symbols or ornamentation may have adorned the robe at one point or another. But it was clearly someone of import to them to make a statue of her. Along the walls are relief sculptures of other dwarven figures in various activities, most ritualistic in nature. Some appear to be more mundane daily interactions. At each of the two corners that you can see are unlit braziers.
Tato takes a look inside one of the braziers. Do they at least have kindling inside?
There appears to be some sort of wood inside. Certainly you could light it.
Okay. Tato will light his torch, or no, wait. Tato will use his tinderbox and light the brazier.
Okay, the brazier is so lit, revealing more of the room about it as it does.
Tato will come over and light the other one too.
One second, I'm going to get you a little bit more from that, but I released my push to talk instead of my middle clicky mouse. Okay, if you light that one, it will reveal a similar area. Get you a bit more for that. It is light after all. Most of you have at least some form of low light vision. I'll give you the whole room.
I'll go ahead and light all of them.
Okay, anybody else doing anything whilst Tato totters around with his flint and tinder?
I just
look
think
around.
lighting them all will make something happen.
Right side, best side. I will investigate the right side. And I will use... this cantrip. Light. Something I touch. No. Oh.
You can cast it on yourself and just project light around you.
Nah, I think I'll put it on my hammer. Easier to carry around it anyways. So I'll cast it on the head of my hammer and use that as light source.
Okay, as you approach that area, your angle is a little bit different.
I was gonna go right.
You uncover a little bit of the passage beyond. There is no doorway here. It is only just a sec before you progress that far.
Oh.
It is only an empty stone arch. You detect just on the edge of visibility a few shifting shadows. And they moan at you.
Oh. Guys,
Try-
there's more.
Just try your destroy undead thing. I think it might work on these guys.
If you actually proceed to that point, which we will have be on your initiative if so, does anybody want to do anything whilst Azeroth is approaching? Otherwise, I'm advancing the initiative tracker to him.
Nope, go ahead.
Okay, Azeroth is currently your initiative. You have used up your movement. But for that, I will reveal a hair more. It'll give me just a few moments to work with the clunky nature that is the unmasking tool. Behind the skeletons, you can just make out the form of four, or behind the zombies, sorry, you can just make out the form of four more skeletons. And behind them, perhaps another figure, but the way is crowded.
Ugh. There's more than one of them. Is it? Well, everyone's behind me, supposedly. Yes, I will do the honors of lighting the first one.
Actually, you have used up your turn. We're going to go ahead and start a new initiative round.
Okay.
Actually, since he's not here yet, I'm going to go ahead and remove... Well, I will leave Crickets there. It's a pain to add him back later. As you approach the hallway, you hear... Did you pass your turn, Tato? Do you roll a new initiative? It wasn't time for that yet.
Oh, okay.
I was going to go with the old ones. I don't know what you had previously, though.
Okay.
He was on top of the initiative anyway, so he was number 1.
Well, actually, no, he wasn't, because there was somebody who came before him.
Oh.
But they hadn't technically made their appearance yet. But as you... Actually, we'll do this. We'll give you back the 21, and we'll make him a 22. There we go. As you approach the entrance, Azeroth, a voice hisses something from within, and a number of smaller, spidery forms crawl out of nooks and cracks in the ground surrounding you.
Okay.
Now we begin combat proper. First one moves closer to Tato and grabs at his feet. But Tato, you manage to move your foot out of the way and it falls to the ground just to the side of you. It is your turn.
Okay. Since Tato still has his blades, well, actually, he has to take him out again because he was just flint and tindering.
It's alright, you can do so as part of the same attack action.
Alright.
You did sacrifice 2 ability points to get that. You strike down at the scrabbling thing at your feet, missing with the first hit, but hitting with the second. As you examine them more closely, you find that they appear to be animated, severed hands. Your sword pierces the hand and it wiggles on the end briefly before going still.
Alright, good thing I have one more attack.
Hit again. Now you have a clawed hand on each of your blades.
Cool!
Lysian, more undead.
Yo, it's crawling hands. Kill them.
That is a hit. And now you have a crawling hand on the end of your rapier.
Can
It twitches.
Can I try and throw it off?
No, it pretty much slides off on its own a little bit.
Okay.
Nim, these, With anybody else, they wouldn't look tasty for certain. I'm not going to make guesses about what you find attractive in your dietary habits. So they're about the
Everything
right
can be
size to crunch, though.
prepared properly.
Well, these have been rotting and drying in wet, damp places for the most part.
Then no. Instead, move here. And do a howl!
Well, that failed.
And that one.
Oh yes, that was a fail. That was actually a crit fail.
And that one.
Also fails.
And last but not least, hopefully Azeroth succeeds.
Also a fail.
Sorry, Azeroth.
Yeah.
Oh,
A
God.
thunderous howl. Nim clears away the pack of scrabbling hands. They seem to wither before your arcane energies. Actually, yours are divine. Never mind. You hear what appears to be a stifled cry of pain from within the chamber. Not physical pain, emotional pain.
Someone's
Did
TV's
somebody
got
lose
hurt.
their hand?
And more than a little rage. If you are finished, pass the turn. Also, you need to move about 5 feet because you are technically occupying the same space as Azeroth. Thank you. The zombie advances forward and shamblingly attacks Azeroth. But its arm just kind of batters uselessly at your armor. First skeleton raises its short bow, shooting at Nim Otar, and that one flies off towards the ceiling somewhere. Somebody please train these things, they're useless. Oops, didn't want you. The next one also attacks Nim Otar, which also flies off towards the ceiling. Good heavens. Silver, please put them out of their misery.
Silver will... what is the range on... God damn it. That. Silver will move over here. And cold breath.
Okay, make the roll.
Looks like it'll hit everything except for Zombie 18. There's that. I like it because then I can just drop the damage on it without you having to tell me whether it's a success or fail.
That is very useful, and I'm looking forward to Unity when we actually have good maps to go with it.
Oh, yeah. I cannot wait for Unity. Thank you for reminding me, though, because I needed... Did I actually play... Oh, must have just been a tiny bit of damage. Okay.
It was barely a hair of damage. Okay.
I think that was sufficient.
Silver struck a mighty blow indeed.
And... There.
The Skeleton 8, however, is less than pleased with Silver's actions. Unfortunately, he doesn't have a direct line of effect on the aforementioned, so he will shoot at Azeroth instead, which clanks off your armor. Good help is so hard to find these days. Skeleton 2 has effect on the silver, though. And that hits. Oh yes, it does. Another arrow finds its mark in your valiant wolf's hide. The figure at the back hisses something in a sibilant voice that none of you can understand or comprehend. If I can find the right one...
Can I plug my
moment.
ear holes? La la la, I can't hear you.
I will use that on you, I believe. Oh. Oh my. Azeroth. You feel an alien presence creep around your consciousness, and a shimmering aura appears above your head, coalescing as a spiked iron crown.
Do I notice it?
Well, you'll definitely notice it soon. Give me a moment to find you in the tracker.
The last guy.
1 moment. Something's wrong here. It's not letting me drag that over properly because I clicked on something wrong. No, it doesn't like to highlight things on that particular one. What did I do? It will apply it manually. 1 moment. But in the meantime, Zombie 2 is up next. There we are. Now you have an effect on you. Zombie 2 shambles forward. It also will attack Silver, because Silver is all it can attack. It does get a flanking bonus. And just misses Silver. Its arms slamming uselessly into the side of the cave. Azeroth, it is your turn. And you feel the sudden, irresistible desire to turn and attack Elysian. You feel it. You must. You cannot help it. You need to turn and attack Elysian.
Okay.
Hatred boils within you.
You sounded too happy about that.
Hey, he said I couldn't do anything about it. Shit.
Elysian, though surprised, you managed to just barely lean back and dodge Azeroth's mace, or hammer, sorry, as it swings at you and it clips the front of your armor.
What the hell, man?
Am I able to respond? Or no?
You're able to make another will save.
Boop. Wisdom save, right?
Yes, wisdom. My apologies. And if you give me a moment, I can actually drag it on to you. I'm just pulling it up on the sheet because the other one's not liking me right now. It does require that I find the right spell. This is a much longer list when it actually has descriptions. Not you. There you are.
So do I roll it down?
I rolled it for you, and you did not quite break free. I'm sorry.
No.
To your turn, unfortunately, passes. Taito, it is yours.
Now that he knows exactly what he's dealing with, Tato will focus his ire on the necromancer using Slayer's Prey. And then he'll cast a spell, Silent,
Oh, that's
originating
how
on the
tricky that is.
necromancer. No more casting verbal spells. That's all he can do. So
Well, he gets a save against it, if I recall correctly.
okay. Against silence, does he? Okay.
If you're casting it on an individual, they should, unless things have changed dramatically. Let me check.
There is no save. Just concentration up to 10 minutes.
Well, that is very different. So noted. No more spells with a verbal component may be cast therein.
The necromancer will notice that there is absolutely no sound whatsoever. He can't even hear his own heartbeat.
You imply that he has one. If you are finished with your turn, please pass to Elysian.
Elysian goes to hit Azeroth really hard in the head with the pommel of his rapier.
Not quite sure on the mechanics of that, but we will treat it as an unarmed strike. And Tato, could you actually cast that spell so that you start concentrating on it?
So, what would I be rolling then?
It's normal 2-hit with your rapier, I would say, and then we'll just do the 1 bludgeoning if you hit.
Okay.
Okay, you hit. I will apply 1 bludgeoning damage to Azeroth.
There, did that work? I drag and drop the silence thing on it. The shield next to silence on the necromancer.
There should be an action that has you actually cast it, which will have you concentrating. Is what we're going for. But it might not actually have it for silence. Let's see. It doesn't seem to. We'll just have to make you make the Constitution saves manually.
I thought there were no saves for silence.
Oh, there are for you to maintain it.
Oh, right, yeah.
Alright, well I apply that damage to Azeroth. Would you pass the turn? Unless you have more that you want to do.
Probably just yell a little bit more at Azeroth to get him to snap out of it and not hit me again. For the second time this campaign.
You act like I control myself right now.
Well, Nim can't really go anywhere. Or at least, you know, get in there, so... Oh, wait! Yes, he can! Bonus action to Misty Step. Right there. Followed by another howl!
The howl is wasted.
What do you mean?
Zone of silence.
Oh, yeah.
So, sorry, but nothing emanates.
Well... then he will bite.
Technically, I should have you waste the howl, but I will allow.
Thank you. Just... yeah.
You hit. And Skeleton 8 cracks and collapses.
And 16. Okay.
Well, Zombie 18 can't really do anything else, so it will attempt to slam against Silver. Oops, give it the bonus.
Hmm?
Hits. Or it's a little bit of bludgeoning damage. Which brings us to Skeleton 12, who will take a little bit of a step backwards and attempt a shot at Tato. And just misses. You deflect it with one of your swords. Well done. Silver. Looking a little injured there, friend.
He's going to use the disengage action and back away.
Quite likely a wise decision.
Hiding over here. And licking
Are
his
you sure you don't want to
wounds.
move further away from the mind-controlled guy?
Skeleton 2 moves back a little way as well and attacks Tato. And he misses. The Necromancer's turn. Let's see. What does he have left up his sleeves, as it were? He will actually maintain his previous action and alter mentally, yes, Azeroth, to attack Tato.
Bring it on, skunk.
Well, the skunk doth bring it with a +8 to hit. Which misses. Damn it. I mean, yay, good for Tato. Okay, Azeroth, you may... Oops, sorry, actually, those actions take place a little bit differently. I forgot it's on your turn that it happens. My apologies. Zombie 2, or 12, will attempt to take his attack against Tato, and then it's Azeroth's turn. He misses anyway. Azeroth, you attack Tato and may now make a Wisdom saving throw. And actually, I should be able to drag it on to you. One moment. Expand his abilities. Find you. Nope, still not usable. Go ahead and make a Wisdom saving throw. I'll let you know if you pass. You wrench your mind from the Necromancer's grasp and are your own person after swinging at Tato. You still have your move action left.
I don't even have a bonus action.
Oh, you have a bonus action if you can do something with it. But you are no longer charmed.
Thank goodness. Next time, keep still, Tato. You're hurting my pride. Right. No. Boop. There we go. That one.
Oh, having really bad sneezes tonight.
Okay, Silver has restored 10 glorious hit points.
They're no longer critical.
We are finished past the round. Tato, top of the initiative, you have one zombie spreading its stink all over you.
Well, Tato,
Yo. Okay, stinky zombie, go by. Makes me wish my blades were a little longer. Oh well.
and next time, Tato, don't dodge my strikes. Good grief.
Okay, that is, if I can get the combat tracker to move again, a hit, and a hit. And the zombie groans, shuffles, and falls over backwards dead. Or dead-er again.
Tato will walk up very casual-like to the necromancer.
Not unless you want to take an attack of opportunity from the other zombie.
Go for it.
Okay, it will attempt its slam attack. And just misses you. Barely. It actually jostles you slightly as you go by.
Tato's just gonna stare this necromancer down.
Okay, well, I'm going to pop here. Now that Azeroth isn't in danger of hitting me again, I'm going to draw my bow and put away the masterwork. Can I do that?
Sorry, repeat the question.
Put away his bow and take... sorry, reverse. Put away his rapier, take out the bow.
That will take up your turn as far as actions go, but yes.
Okay.
You have a bonus action left, but won't be able to move. Nim.
Yeah, no.
Alright. Nim. Is the zone of silence... Well, I'm not gonna bother.
It is still there unless Tato chooses to drop it. You are just within it.
I'm just gonna bite.
Drop the silence? No.
And jump! Boom!
Oh yes, that'll probably do it. Go ahead and draw yourself a crit card.
We wound up with 3 life-threatening ones in a row. Is that to clear? Not. Okay. There we go. Let's see.
They're all just
Piercing,
ganging up on my
so
poor undead.
pinned, quadruple damage, and the target is pinned to the ground and becomes restrained.
Well, go ahead and roll the damage first.
Oh yeah, and my radiant, so boom.
Yeah. Pinned to the ground, alright. Go ahead and pass the round if you're done.
Well, I've got a second attack, but there's nothing to attack, so
Just so. Zombie 18 really wanted to take down Tato, but since Azeroth is no longer under its master's control, it will hit you instead. For 4 bludgeoning damage. Skeleton 12 will drop its bow and attack with its short sword at Tato. Oh, finally. Could I get a piercing crit card, please?
no.
Okay. I'll
Actually,
just,
who's it
apply my own
targeting?
effect. Tato.
Oh, well then
Here
sure.
I am. What happened?
Internal bleeding. Make a Constitution
What did the
saving.
skeleton do?
Can you hear me?
I can. Go ahead.
Tato, you need to make a Constitution saving throw.
I'm sorry. Could you just say that one more time, please?
You need to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. I fail. What's up?
DC 15. On a failed save, take an additional 1d8 piercing damage at the beginning of your turn for the next 1d8 rounds.
Alrighty then. Let's see. 2 rounds.
And
Oh, that
normal
sounds like
damage
it's
otherwise.
Normal damage, so short sword damage to Tato. And 8 max damage. Oh, he really didn't like you. Silver, you're feeling a little better now.
I need to roll Constitution again, don't I?
Yes, you do. Please do so. That will suffice.
Cool. The silence stays.
Oh yeah, we never did roll that. Okay, so he's not going to be able to use that again this combat. Silver will at least go here and attack the zombie. Num 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 num.
Okay. Well, that'll about do it. It does succeed on its save, though.
Damn.
Give me one moment to add this to Tato. If I have that right, we'll see on your next turn. The Necromancer will use its bonus action to Misty Step out and over here. Oops, too far. Sorry. A moment, back there. There we go. And attempt to touch Elysian in a very, very bad way.
No, touch the wolf.
He's gonna give you a wet willy.
Them, can I get a magic crit card?
No.
This is going to hurt.
No. No touch wolf.
Which one?
It is a magical melee attack against Elysium.
Oh, I was meaning which wolf.
Elysium.
Oh. Oh no.
Elysian gonna die.
This is the exclusive card. Unlimited power. Draw 3 new cards, resolve the effects on 2 of them, and place the third on top of the deck.
How about we just draw another card? Because that sounds complicated when I don't actually have the deck in front of me.
Alright. I mean, I could just draw 3 and then
No,
probably
just draw
use
one
the
new
2
one.
hardest ones.
No, just draw a new one. This is going to hurt enough without that. Bonus point if it makes a chicken appear. Ooh, or a
Oh
pink
no,
elephant.
this is
Yes.
Different. Midas Touch. Quadruple is this?
Is that a player card or is that?
Okay, this is a GM one. Quadruple damage. And your hands are permanently imbued with magical energy. Every non-living thing you touch is affected as if by the damage type taken.
I hope I don't kill you.
Oh no.
He just healed all of the damage he took. He uses a vampiric touch against Elysian, charging himself with necrotic energies.
Oof.
and cackles madly. Oh, so madly. Azeroth, it's your turn.
So this means that Elysian will forever, every time he touches something, it's going to be affected by a necrotic.
Well, was that the caster's hands or the target's hands?
With the GM deck, the U refers to the player. So you can, so
Okay.
that you as the GM can just read it off to the player.
Elysian, you are now charged with the energies of undeath.
But
The good
only
news
when he
is,
touches
Shenzi
something
will be
non-living.
fascinated by you, which are usually immune to necrotic.
Well, I mean, if he touches a fruit that's been picked, that would no longer be living. It means it just rots away in his hands.
What if he wears gloves? Or will the gloves be destroyed?
Everything I touch dies.
The gloves are non-living and will rot away.
Wait, no, I thought apples are living.
Non-living after they've been picked.
So he just has to walk up to a tree and continuously bite it. Okay.
Oh no. Because Bad
Azeroth,
I am
it's your
wearing
turn.
gloves.
We have
I am
10 minutes
wearing a very, very special set of gloves. Also my gauntlets.
They shouldn't actually rot away, but it is
I-
amusing. Well, that misses.
Say that ones would probably be immune.
That hits.
Yeah, both the gloves and the gauntlets are magical, so.
Okay,
But your necrotic
well,
energies would flow through them.
he looks slightly annoyed at you. Like maybe he stubbed his toe, or I don't know, a spider crawled under his hand or something. Round 8. Tato, you take 3 damage.
I'm fine. That's fine. This necromancer needs to die. But I need to kill the skeleton. Actually, give that skeleton an attack of opportunity. I'm casting silence again.
Alright, and it doesn't actually get an attack of opportunity. It works differently in this one. You just have disadvantage if you try to make an attack roll with it or something. It's kind of strange. But...
So if I have the spell up and I try to attack, then it's at disadvantage?
No, it would be if you were attacking with a spell. This would, you can just cast it.
Oh, okay,
Yes.
cool.
It's like if you were trying to use Acid Splash or Magic Missile or something.
Okay.
So you create another zone of silence centered around the Necromancer.
Necromancer, yep.
Okay.
He doesn't get to talk. He doesn't get to do anything.
He glares at you.
Your Misty Step again.
If you are finished with your turn, please pass the initiative.
Well, there's two options. Either fight.
We can't hear you. You're in the zone of silence. Shut up.
Either fight, or my more favorite option, that is the best plan ever, is
Disengage.
disengage and run behind the cleric.
No, that wouldn't be wise, but oh well.
Well, as a rogue, you can disengage as a bonus action, so by all means.
Run away from the very, very mean necromancer.
I love spellcasters. I mean, oh, poor Elysian, please do what you can to survive.
At least I pulled out my bow, so
Okay, pass you the turn if you are finished with yours. Okay, that hits, yes.
I can do plenty of damage too.
Sure, they believe you. Right.
You have made
You are no longer
such a
silenced
showing of that.
in Otar.
Actually, Tato's probably got that. Nim is instead gonna go over here and help Silver with the zombie. Silver doesn't need it, but, you know. Nim can't exactly get to this necromancer without killing the zombie first. Well, I guess he could risk a attack of opportunity. But either way, zombie's done.
Yeah, zombie done. Goodbye, zombie.
Zombie.
Skeleton 2 valiantly attempts to stab at the seal once more. But Valor is all he has. Silver, your turn.
Well, he will move and attack the necromancer. Rough.
That is the
Okay,
most
you
adorable
hit.
attack mark I've ever heard.
Does it
Go ahead
hit?
and roll for damage. It hits. Roll for damage. Okay, you deal 10 damage to the necro. That one misses, though.
So it fails the save?
Oh, no, it made it save. I assume that was your attack
Oh,
roll.
okay.
The necromancer makes his save as well, and maintains the spell he cast. So he takes a lovely swipe at Azeroth. Well, actually, Silver looks far more vulnerable. I'll roll a die. And the wolf did just hit him. Oh, definitely the wolf. Yes, yes. His hands still charged with necrotic energy, he swipes at Silver. Oh, that is a hit. For 3d6 necrotic. And recovers some hit points himself. Azeroth, it's your turn.
Uh, okay, dokie. I wish to use Divine Strikes.
Does it have a somatic or a verbal component?
Nope. It just the description says at my 8th level, I gain the ability to fuse my weapon with strikes to divine energy, and it's part of my whole whatever channeling thing. It goes along with my feats, my channeling divinity feats, but
Okay, I
from what I know, at least
couldn't know for certain, but go ahead.
I mean, I'll put the description on there. That's what I can do. Part of my features.
I'm not seeing anything about a somatic component, so by all means. Are you using Destroy Undead or just...
No, Divine Strike. Well, I mean, I assume.
Over
But
Destroy
Undead. My fault. They both start with D.
Go ahead.
This one.
That's an extra D8 of damage. Go ahead.
1d8, correct? Okay.
1d8.
Well, I gotta hit it. Problem.
It shouldn't be too hard. I mean, he's a caster. He's wearing cloth. Oh, yeah, that'll hit. Roll for damage.
And then I'll roll a regular 1d8 on him.
You could have just right-clicked and added the second one, though, for future reference.
Okay, my fault.
Go ahead and roll it. I'll add it manually.
Does it work like that? Oh, well, whatever. Here.
No, it really doesn't. Okay.
Okay, and
You
I'll.
all finished?
Nope.
Nope.
Oh, now I am.
Yeah, now you are. See if we can hurry this along and finish this guy off before the time goes past too far. That was your last round of taking continual damage, Tato. It is your turn.
I'm gonna mess up this necromancer something fierce.
And take that to mean you're accepting an attack of opportunity from our
Take
stealth
it.
friend.
Yep.
Zim, can I get a piercing crit card?
Again?
Mm-hmm.
Holy crap! We're just getting crit today, constantly.
It's the bad guy's turn, obviously. If you prefer, we can just do the double damage and keep moving.
No. Let me just get this out. There we go.
Yeah, take the card. Let's see what happens.
Man, it's just one defenseless caster left and a half-dead skeleton. You guys can do this.
Skewered. Quadruple damage, and you take 1d8 at the beginning of your turn for the next 1d8 turns.
Is that the same one?
This one doesn't even have a save. It's just you're doing that.
You take 1d8 for the next 3 rounds.
And
You
quadruple
may
damage from
continue
this
with your
attack.
turn. I already did it.
Okay.
Oops, so actually I'm going to take off half of that because it rolled... I forgot to clear the crit, so you're not quite that dead yet. There you go.
But
Let
this
him take your
necromancer
turn
is
while I
going to
add
be
your-
entirely dead. A 19, a 20, and a 23. How did I do?
Well, that was a hit, and a hit, so he's probably dead.
And a plus 1d6 to that.
Roll for the damage. There you go, that took him down. He gurgles silently at you, and then falls backwards. You can just make out the words, immortality, as he falls.
Aha, we caught you before ascending to a lit.
Okay, if you are finished past the turn, there is still a skeleton left. He shan't live long, I don't think. Leozine, you doing anything, or just going to nurse your
Nope,
wounds?
he's going cower in his corner.
Probably wise. The skeleton's hitting the rocks these days. Nim, can you finish it?
Well, let us see. If I... There we go.
Apparently you can't. Try again.
More bones for the dog pile.
There you go. Roll for damage. And just barely kill it.
Oh!
The last skeleton collapses to the ground, and the runes lie silent around you. I'm sorry, I forgot to reveal that tiny little rune to you. We will take this up next week. As a reminder, though, I will probably miss the, I think it's the 7th, first Friday of June. So anticipate that.
Okay.
AC.
Hmm?
The first weekend, Anthro.
All
Oh,
right, everyone. Thank you all so much for joining us this
Totally.
evening for Fists of Furry Dungeons and Dragons. I will be back. I might be back tomorrow, but I will for sure be back on Sunday. So do come on by for that. Thank you to my patrons, donators, and subscribers. I could not do this without you guys. Check out our website, zgfgaming.com, for our merch and other ways that you can support us, such as our Patreon and so on. But for now, thank you all, and I bid you all a very fond adieu.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.